is your humble YouTube midday live stream host, Timothy J. Ward, blessed to once again have the opportunity to be sitting in a car with air conditioning, talking to you, dear friend, dear YouTube family member, on another beautiful day. Now, when I say beautiful, that means hot. When I say another beautiful Denver day, I say all that to say it's hot. But it's a blessing. The sun is a blessing. Just because it's 99 degrees does not... The fog is lifting, ladies and gentlemen. The fog is lifting. The funk is starting to dissipate. Last video I did talked about being a bit of a funk, and I gotta say, just the action of making that video, of going up to Bar Lake State Park, making that video, getting the love from y'all in the comments. A lot of y'all, understood what I was going through. A lot of people said, Tim, I'm going through a similar funk. I get it. A lot of people gave me a lot of good advice. A lot of people gave me a lot of meaningless advice, but I appreciate that too. I appreciate that too. I take good advice and bad advice. I only listen to the good advice, but I appreciate the bad advice from people who don't know what they're talking about. It's okay. It's all love here. It's all love here. But I gotta say, the fog seems to be lifting. The funk seems to be kind of moving along. Huh? Shout out to everybody in the chat. Shout out to everybody in the chat. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Good to see y'all. Hope you're doing well on this Wednesday afternoon. I just got out the dentist. I'm gonna be honest. I just got out the dentist. Once again, being in a new city, I have to get a new dentist. Something I've done so many times over the past 7 years. Honestly, kind of getting tired of it. But you know what I mean? Because every time you go to a new city, you got to start over. Because every new dentist, even when I have the X-rays from the last dentist, they're like, well, that was a few months ago. We want to start over. Hard Knocks Talks. Thank you. Coming through with the Canadian cash. Thank you. So Super Chat Squad. So what's up, everybody? How you doing? I appreciate that love. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. International Super Chat Squad. In here early. And while we're on the topic of helping the channel out, anybody, if you enjoyed the stream, you want to hit the like button at any time. You can hit the like button anytime. But it kind of helps if you do it sooner so you don't forget. But I appreciate it. Hard Knocks Talk, I appreciate that. Yeah, so just got out the dentist, and it was the same X-rays. They go around, check every tooth. I already know everything they're going to say because the last dentist said it. So it's just me. And I never tell them. I just listen. So it's just really continuing the program that I've been on for the past 3 years since I started going back to the dentist. Kind of this last 6 months where I didn't go to the dentist, I kind of got off one of the programs, so it kind of jammed me up. So some of the stuff I've done, I got to go back in and redo. But yeah, we're making moves, and I know I'm coming out of a funk because I just literally booked that appointment a couple days ago. So I know the fog is lifting when I'm back out taking appointments, and I might even set up a doctor appointment, find me a local doctor, get a checkup, that kind of thing. I know I'm in a good space. So I want to thank y'all, because like I said, a lot of y'all's comments on the video where I talked about being in a funk was really helpful. Sometimes it's really good just to, realize it's not just you. Other people going through what you were going through. And also to get love. That love helps. You know what I mean? We should start calling these live streams of love. I'm gonna do that next title. Remind me. Live stream of love. And 3 O's. L-O-O-V-E. Love. L-O-O-V-E. Live stream of love. Exclamation point. Okay. Cool. Live stream of love. Shout out to everybody in the chat once again. Hope you're having a good Wednesday. Hopefully you had a good lunch. Feel like is around or just after lunchtime for a lot of people. I have not had lunch yet. Wasn't quite hungry. And I was scared to eat breakfast because I was going to the dentist. And I was like, you know what I mean? Even if you floss and brush, I still feel like if I eat before I go to the dentist, they're gonna know. They're gonna smell it. They're gonna see it somewhere. So I haven't eaten yet. But yeah, we'll have a good dinner. Thanks, Jay Way. Yeah, I like to, if I'm not hungry, I don't eat. When hungry, eat. When tired, sleep. I'm very, in my Zen bag some days. If I'm not hungry, like I'll eat when I get hungry. Yeah. I was about to come at you, Strange Pete. I don't do favorites, but you were joking. Yeah. I just don't do favorites. Once you stop and think about it, it's one of those things that, yeah, if you do favorites, cool. But like, it's it's a crazy thing to be like, out of all the options in the world, to have a favorite of everything. Now, if you have a favorite like team, okay, like I really like the Phoenix Mercury. If I use favorites, I would say my favorite WNBA team is the Phoenix Mercury. I just don't like the work. But like, to have a favorite food, to have a favorite color, and all these other things that there's an abundance of, why would you need one favorite? Like, what does that give? You know what I mean? It's just something that everyone's always done. So we always do it. And I would beg to venture that marketing probably played a big role in that, because they're always saying America's favorite toothpaste, so and so's favorite. You know what I mean? Marketers use that word a lot, favorite. I would imagine that people didn't talk about favorites as much before the invention of the radio. I could be wrong on this, but I would imagine that that's something that's a byproduct of marketing, that we always like feel we have to have a favorite in everything. I appreciate that, Jan. You can have a favorite YouTuber if it's me. If your favorite YouTuber is not me, then don't do favorites. If it's me, it's okay. Then you get a pass. But yeah, I just think it's one of those things, everyone's always done it, so we do it, but it really doesn't mean anything. So I don't like to do it. I just feel like there's things I prefer, there's things I like, but like, I'm not gonna like, this is my number one. Jacqueline, thank you. Jacqueline coming through, Super Chat Squad. Says, so great that the fog is lifting. Hey, I appreciate that. Yeah, it is. It feels good. You know what I mean? I'm, Crown Prince of Positivity. I don't like when we're down. But hey, that's when you have to, prove. You know what I mean? You have to earn the crown. When you're down, you have to earn the crown. You know what I mean? Hey, Dodo coming through, Super Chat Squad. Thank you. Just getting the dinner fun started. Hey, Tim, do you have any people our kindred spirits that have liked mind, but will likely never meet? You were definitely that for me. Keep doing you and spreading the word. Hey, Dodo, appreciate that. And that means a lot. Kindred spirit, like-minded. We might meet someday. We might. You never know. We might meet someday. In the grand scheme of things, we might have already met in a different lifetime. In a past or future life, we might have already met. Appreciate that love. Super Chat Squad. Thank you, Dodo. Thank you. We definitely gonna keep spreading the word. We definitely will. Hey, Jan coming through. Thank you, Jan. Coming through. Super Chat Squad with the Euros. International Super Chat Squad. Heavy in the building. Thank you, Jan. I really appreciate that. Super Chat train going on here. Jacqueline, Dodo, Jan, everybody coming through showing love. Thank y'all so much. Super Chat train. Jan, good to see you. Hope you're doing well. Nice smile in the, and I like seeing when people smile in the profile pictures. Enjoy. Yeah, hey, we enjoy it. We're going to enjoy it, man. Thank you, Jan. Thank you. That's love. Good to see you too, Kat. What are we talking about? Favorites? No favorites? There's no rules. Do what you like. There's no rules in life. There's no rules. But, I love seeing things that we just do, that maybe we just do them because everybody else does them, that don't really make sense. I'm always identifying things. I'm like, that don't really make sense. We just kind of do that because everybody else says to do it. Why do we do it? Question everything. Though I warn you, once you start questioning, it never stops. Deoxo checking in. Thank you. Said congrats on the 100K. Hey, feels good. Thank you. Random Wanderer. Indiana in the building. Indiana in the house. In the chat. In the live stream of love. I like that name too, Random Wanderer. I like that. Yeah, the subscribe numbers looking good. Feeling blessed. Priscilla checking in. Sitting back at one of my new preferred parking places. My new preferred parking places. Andrea, I'm not really in shape. I'm just super skinny because I have a hypermetabolism. So I'm honestly out of shape because I haven't been working out or doing anything. I'm just super skinny. So there's no secret. I just have a high metabolism. So I can eat damn near anything and I'll stay this size. So I would have to work to gain weight. Like if I just eat normal, I could eat pretty much anything I want, will not gain any weight. I have to like literally like power load calories to gain weight. So yeah, I wish I had a secret. I would totally, sell an ebook. No shit. Like everybody else does. But no secret. Jared, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the journey. Welcome to the community. Good to see you. What up, Dina? Damon? Fluffy Bunny? JT, yeah, man, feels good. Feels good. Thank you. Feels good, It's you know what I mean? And I feel like it's important, to mention when you're in a little funk and also to mention when you're coming out of it. I think one of the things we tend to do on the internets is just try to show our best side, especially when the best side that falls in line with our message. A lot of times if we're going through something and it not counteracts our message, but doesn't totally fall in line with our message, we kind of don't talk about it. But it's like, hey, and I even thought about, I'm like, hey, Tim, you always talk about being happy and positive. How you gonna make a video saying you're in the funk? But I'm like, it's real. It's real. But we also gonna make the video and be like, it's lifting. And then the next one will be, it's totally gone. It's okay to be funky, but we didn't wallow in the funk. That was, by the way, that was a Timothy Ward original. Yeah, how does it? It's okay to be funky, just don't wallow in the funk. It's okay to be funky, just don't wallow in the funk. Ow! I mean, that's hot. I don't care. I'm a little biased because I made it up, but that's hot. It's okay to be funky, just don't wallow in the funk. Okay, yeah. Yes, that might be my first single. That first single. The Upgrade. What up, Kiki? I see you. Good to see you. If you have not subscribed to Kiki's channel, go subscribe to her channel, The Upgrade. I'm telling y'all. She's already going places, but she's going even higher places. I feel you, Kiki. Yeah, sometimes it just seems like it's off brand. It seems like it's off message. And you think people are gonna be like, oh, I ain't gonna listen to him, I ain't gonna listen to her. But like, I've actually found the opposite. There will be, few people who say that, but I found the opposite. Like sometimes the stuff that I was hesitant to talk about because I thought like people wouldn't get it, those were the ones people got the most. People's like, yeah, I feel you on that. Exactly. That's me right now. You're talking to me. And I'm like, damn, like, okay. So that's why now I'm like, if it keeps popping in my head and it's something I'm going through, I'm like, I'm gonna talk about it because I feel like it's probably some other people going through it too, and like I said, yeah, those are the videos that people really seem to lock in on. So, and hope you come out of that funk, Kiki. He said a concert too. I don't know. I like that song. I literally, when I literally like, cause I did the walk and talk, and then I was walking back to my car, and I wanted to find a cool little area, to like do the little dancey part outside, but I had to like, I couldn't let people kept walking up on me, so but the whole way, my point in saying all this is the whole way walking back to my car, I was singing that in my head. I was like, it's okay to be funky, just don't wallow. I was like, man, that is hot. I was thinking about it the whole time. It's funny. It's still funny to me. I don't know why. Captain J Train, 3 a.m. can't sleep. Hey, we here. Fluffy Bunny, I don't have the pet gene, so I don't understand why like people get pets. Just seems like a lot of responsibility, and I don't know what you get out of it. So I don't think about getting a pet. I had like a hamster when I was a kid, and I forgot about it, and it died. Like the responsibility isn't my jam, yeah, responsibility isn't my jam. So like, it's hard enough thinking about, eventually taking on the responsibility of a relationship. So I'm like, why would I take on a pet? So yeah, that's just me. That's just me. What's up, Mark? Yeah. Totally felt bad about that hamster. I just, because the cage was like between, it was in the living room and it was between like the couch and like the wall. And so like, I just never paid it no attention. And one day I came in, it was just like skin and bones. Like, it was just like, it had died like 2 weeks ago. And I didn't even know about it. Hey, Jake, it's my privilege, man. It's yeah, man. If I can, help to impact some people at all, man, that's huge. That's huge. Yeah, man, these funks, they come and go. I almost wonder, like, if we're not hardwired to every so often have funks just so we appreciate the non-funks. Sometimes you gotta get funky so you appreciate not being funky. You know what I mean? Sometimes you gotta get funky so you appreciate a shower, being clean. I think a lot. I mean, part of me thinks that that's why there's pain and suffering, so we can appreciate the moments when we're not going through pain and suffering. I think a lot of this stuff we don't like about life is baked into the sauce on purpose. I think a lot of the stuff that we can't figure out, why does the higher power of the universe, whatever, allow this type of stuff to happen? I think it's because it has to. Because if it didn't, we'd probably get bored. Sounds crazy to say, but I think some of this stuff is put there on purpose, so we appreciate the other aspects of life. Or it could be wrong. I don't know. It just seems to make sense. I imagine if you look at life from a level up, all this makes sense. The created can never understand itself as much as the creator does. You know what I mean? So it's like, or whatever is next level up, if you don't like the term creator, whatever is next level up. So there's something understands all of it and gets it. We can never, you can never fully understand yourself. So I don't think we'll ever really understand, or we will never understand life. I'll say that. Something does, though. Do I believe in coincidence, Danielle? Yeah, I do. I believe that there's a lot of things that we deem coincidence, or we coin coincidences aren't. But I think sometimes there is just coincidence. For people to say there's no such thing as coincidence is a little extreme for me. That's a little too extreme for me to say there's no coincidence. Like, sometimes stuff doesn't just happen. I think sometimes things just happen. I also think, though, that a lot of things are orchestrated either by us, our thoughts, our actions, or by, that which is. But I think there's some coincidences. Like, that's what we do as humans. We're very extreme. You ever notice this? As humans, we can't just say, hey, some of this stuff that we think is coincidence isn't. We have to say, there's no coincidences. None? 8 billion people on the planet, all interacting, doing different stuff. Millions of other types of, animals and all this stuff going on. There's no coincidences? So yeah, I believe in coincidences. But I also believe that, we have a lot more control over our lives than we think. Than we've been taught to believe or programmed to believe. I definitely believe in the law of attraction. Yes, I'm a big believer in manifesting law of attraction. I think I and everyone else is tapped into universal energy. And so we have the power to bring things, attract things in our life, into our life. Not programmed to believe that. Because it's hard to make you a mindless worker drone, a mindless debt slave, once you realize how much power you have. You know what I mean? It's hard to do that to people. People start wanting jobs they like. People start taking gap years, sabbaticals, breaks, doing different stuff, not getting in debt, paying their bills off, paying their debt down. People start doing all that, they realize the power they got. People start getting healthy relationships, not settling for just the first person that comes along. So you can't have that. You can't program people, tell people from birth that they have tapped into universal power. You can't have that. Metaphysical Mike, Super Chat Squad, thank you. So Tim, I don't know if you believe in past lives, but I remember mine. And I was thinking one of my past lives and a song I was listening to was speaking about the time period. Crazy, huh? I believe in past and future lives. Yeah, totally. That is crazy. I mean, and I think I think it all is tied in. So like, it could be a reason, why you're thinking about that past life, a song from that period comes in. It also could be something like, if you're listening to a song on the radio, they might have played that same loop before, and in your mind that song is coming up next, and it triggered you to think about that time period in the past life. I feel like if we knew everything going on, if we're conscious of everything that like our subconscious is conscious of, a lot of things we think are coincidence will make sense. Super Chat Squad, thank you, Metaphysical Mike. Thank you. But yeah, I believe in past lives. Why not? Hey, Iraq coming through. It's a monthly subscription. Hey, thank you. I appreciate that. Super Chat Squad, Super Chat Train, coming through with the pounds. Hey, y'all doing okay over there? Across the pond? I heard the fires was intense last couple of days. Y'all good? Is the temperatures dropped down? I had to go and figure out how to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit. I'm watching, I watch stuff from around the world. I'm watching stuff about my people over in London, and the fields are spontaneously combusting damn near so hot. They kept saying it's 40 degrees Celsius. I said, that don't sound so hot to me. 40 degrees? That don't sound hot. Y'all got to get it together. And then I did the calculator, and 40 degrees is like 104 40 degrees Celsius is like 104 degrees Fahrenheit. I said, okay. All right. Y'all are sweating. It's real out in them streets. It's real in them UK streets. So yeah, but I had to do the conversion. And now I know if you want to convert Celsius to Fahrenheit, you divide by, you multiply by, what was it? I forgot it. There's a formula. Is it you multiply by 1.1? Nah, what was it? I forgot. Anyway, but yeah, there's a formula. But anyway, shout out to y'all. Super Chat Squad, thank y'all. Thank y'all so much. I appreciate the love. Thank you. The chill spot. I'm not still doing seasonal work. No. Not at the moment. Yeah, Raul, for some people, and depending on where you're at, there's definitely benefits to a 9 to 5. Definitely benefits to seasonal work. Once again, I want to put this message out there more. I'm not demonizing regular work. I just want you, I don't care what the work is. I just want it to be enjoyable. I think we all can find enjoyable work that's fulfilling, whether you want to do it seasonally, temporary, gig job, your own business, a standard 9 to 5, corporate America, whatever you want to do. If you love it, I got no problem with it. I just wish more people took the time to find jobs they love or like, as opposed to people always saying, getting the best job, get a good job. No one ever says, get a good job you like. They always say, get a good job. Jake, I definitely feel like we carry energies that other people feel without being presently with us. Yeah, totally. Why would energy need to be in your presence? If you think like a lot of the ideals we have make no sense. It makes perfect sense to me that I got friends in Montana and I feel their energy. You ever like suddenly just thought about somebody, you called and they're like, oh, I'm glad you called. I'm having a horrible day. You felt that negative energy or that bad day energy coming off them. Because you're connected. Like we're all connected. You know what I mean? So yeah, I think so. Is it outside of social norms to tell someone in public I love you? It feels intense. I think this is one thing, I need to do a video on this one day. I don't think we use the words I love you enough. This whole idea that you can only tell your spouse or your immediate family you love them is crazy. I tell my friends I love them all the time. male, female, it don't matter. It don't matter. If I love you, I'm gonna tell you I love you. I've actually got a friend I have not said it to, and next time I see her, I'm gonna be like, I've been slacking because I never tell you I love you, and I do, so I'm gonna start telling you, and you have to get over it. Because sometimes, like, the first time you say it to people, because it is outside of societal norm, it's the first time you say I love you to one of your friends, sometimes they're like, like, you know, especially like male friends. I've had male friends be like, thanks, bro. But then, like, you do it long enough, and then they say it too. You believe it's like, hey, I love you, man. I love you too, bro. Like, and it's nothing. It's nothing, but it's everything. You know what I mean? Like, if I love somebody, I'm telling them. I'm telling them. I'm not going to be scared because society's like, oh, you can't, you know, we got this. No. Love is love, man. Doesn't mean I'm trying to sleep with you. Doesn't mean I'm attracted to you. I just love you. Like, we got to take, love is up here, man. All the other stuff's down here. So, yeah, if you love somebody, tell them, man. Tell them. That's my opinion. Leona, hello. Yeah, man, I'm big on it. I tell people anywhere. We used to ride the bus back and forth to work. We'd be getting off the bus at the end of a long day at work, telling each other we love each other. Me and somebody go, hey, love you, see you tomorrow. People be looking at us like, what? They're like, who are these people? You know what I mean? Male or female, I tell all my friends I love them, man. I don't care. Johan, what up? What up? Good to see you. Where do I think society will be in 10 years? About where it's at now. You know? I mean, like, you mean just society in general? Or like the world? Like, physically? You mean like Sweden in the house? What's up? Villa Matilda, what up? Damon, I've got some good life mentors. Yeah. Yeah. A lot of my mentors are like online, you know, some of the greats throughout history. But I've got some people in life that were good mentors to me. Yes, blessed throughout my life. I've had a lot. Yeah. Maria, welcome to the channel. Welcome to the journey. Welcome to the community. Hey, said I just recently subscribed to your channel. I love it and love you. Thank you. Hey, love you too, Maria. Appreciate it. I'm taking that love. Thank you. That means a lot. Sending that love right back to you and to Random Wanderer. Oh, here's a good one, Johan. Let's talk about it. Because I'm having a hard time trying to get rid of old indoctrination from church. Any tips on how to go about it? I feel you on that one. Johan. I feel the same way. You know, raised in a certain religion, there's just some things that, like, because the problem is, here's the issue. You almost feel like you're going against God. Right? That's my issue. Some stuff I'm like, I don't think this makes sense to me anymore. But I'm like, my whole life, God said this. So when I suddenly start to pull away, I feel like I'm going against God. And I think that's very hard to do because that's not what I want to do. So one of the things I do, one thing's been helping me is if I realize, if I believe in God, source, all powerful, he, she, it knows like everything anyway, right? And so God knows that, like, I'm not out here trying to be sacrilegious. I'm not out here trying to, like, spit in God's face. I'm just out here trying to figure out truth. And the growth I've had recently, whatever, things I've read, things I've learned, things I now believe are leading me to feel like this doctrine is no longer true for me. And I'm like, someone told me once, you know, think of the greatest God you can ever think of, and that's what God is. And I'm like, so when I think of what that being would be like, one of the things they would be super understanding. You know what I mean? I think God is super understanding. Bible says God is love. God has to be super understanding. So I feel like God understands where I'm coming from. You know what I mean? If something feels right to me, I have to roll with that. Because that would be distant. Because, like, I'm already feeling it. You know what I mean? I'm already feeling it. So, like, just because, you know, I don't voice it or, you know, I'm already feeling it. So that's what I do. It's just like, I'm like, hey, it's kind of weird going against this, but God knows, like, why I'm doing it. Because I just don't believe it anymore. And God already knows I don't believe it anymore. So I might as well just let go of it. So, and I do in my prayers be like, hey, if any of this stuff I'm wrong about, please let me know. But you know, it's just, it can be hard to do. It can be hard to do. Damon, I write down goals sometimes, yeah. But I'm not married to them. So I'll write goals down, and I also allow myself, I don't put any like specific time periods on them. And I allow myself the freedom to take any of the goals off the list if I want to, you know? Fluffy Bunny, I'm not a big Jordan Peterson fan. Respect to him, but yeah. Matilda, what do I think about the future? It's, you know, I think we're going through some interesting times, as humanity has gone through a billion times. You know, I mean, this is nothing new. This is, you know, things happen. There's always going to be recessions. There's always been recessions. There's always been wars. You know what I mean? It's just our turn. This is life. You know, this is the game. This is nothing. You know, it's nothing new. There's always been disease, pandemics. It's nothing new. It's just luck of the draw when you're born, what you go through. This is what we got to go through. So I'm optimistic for the future as always. Humanity's always survived. So I kind of look at it long term. Do I make moves? You know, do I kind of look at what's going on and make some moves? Yeah, don't get scared, get prepared. So am I kind of making some moves, you know, in case a recession happens? Yeah. Why not? Am I scared of it? Nah. Like I said, worst case scenario, I'd be down there at the soup kitchen with everybody else. Might be the most interaction I've ever had in my life, standing on the line at the soup kitchen, waiting to get us on the tomato soups. So yeah, I don't get all worked up about it. As far as like investing, you know, investing on some level is always gambling. A lot of people are going to invest right and make a mint if we have a recession. A lot of people are going to gamble wrong and lose a lot. So, you know, most people be somewhere in the middle. So, you know, I think it's just a matter of, you know, taking the gamble. Or you can take all your money out the bank and put it under the mattress. You know, there's no guarantees for your money or your wealth, no matter what. So, you know, but I'm optimistic that we'll get through whatever we have to get through the next couple of years. What's up, Andy? I'm good. I actually had McDonald's last night, Mark. I hadn't had McDonald's in months. Like, I don't eat fast food. Every now and then I might get some Raising Cane's. But I hadn't had McDonald's in months. But I wanted some night before last, so I got some. Yeah, Fluffy Bunny, I'm with you on that. Like, at the end of the day, there is no right or wrong. People always get weird when I bring this up, but at the end of the day, there's no right or wrong because you never could prove right or wrong. There's right or wrong, I believe, for us individually, but there's no overall grand scheme right or wrong. Who would ever have the deciding vote on what was right or wrong? So yeah, you know, I think when we get caught up, I have to live, like, I just want to live my life by what I consider the right path. That's all I can do. If you try to factor in everybody else's path and an overall right or wrong path, yeah, you'll get lost in the mix. Like, you know, I believe what I believe, and I try to live in accordance with those beliefs. That's all I can do. That's all anybody can do. You know what I mean? You know, no one's ever going to totally agree with you. You're never going to totally agree with anyone else, you know? Do I think climate change will be okay in the long run? In order to answer this question, I'd have to know what you mean by okay. I know it'll be okay because it's going to do what it does. Now, okay for me means like it's just going to do what it does. Some people, when they say okay, they mean, will humanity still be here 50 years from now? I don't know. Honestly, I don't care. Will climate change be okay for humans? I don't know. But honestly, I don't care. Like, I'm not one of those people that thinks the human race has to go on forever. I'm going to die eventually. So is everybody else. So like I don't sit up late nights worried about whether humanity survives climate change. Like it's gonna do what it's gonna do. Humans, our planet, our solar system, all part of the universe. Everything. It's all life that is death. Life and death is part of this. I mean, they're the same thing. One day our planet will be gone. It might be billions of years, but one day this planet will blow up, or whatever planets do. If that's the only place humans are, well, then humans will be gone. Humans might be gone 200 years from now. You know what I mean? So for me, it's fine. It's gonna do what it's gonna do. Part of me thinks that we humans were put here to do the things we did to ruin the planet so that it could go through what it needed to go through. Maybe we're the virus that was put here to do all this crazy stuff to the planet so it could accelerate whatever it's doing so that it blows up in 1,000 years like it's supposed to. Who knows? So like, to me, I don't, it's uncomfortable. It sucks. I don't like, the fact that some of our actions are causing us and other life forms pain and suffering, but it's all part of the program. You know what I mean? Humans were built with the desire to screw stuff up, to screw with stuff and screw it up. Like, if there was not supposed to be any like climate change brought on by humans, it would be very easy to like put it in our DNA that we didn't screw stuff up. It'd be very easy to have like tweaked our intelligence so we never got higher than like cavemen. So yeah, to me, yeah, it's all gonna be okay. I don't feel guilty about swimming against the current. Because like I just do what feels right for me. If that means I'm swimming with the current, sometimes cool. If it means I'm swimming against the current, cool. You know what I mean? I just swim. You know what I mean? Like, I don't pay the current no attention. I just swim. So yeah, sometimes I might be going along with what everybody else is doing because I feel like it's right. A lot of times I'm doing the opposite because I feel like that's right. But like, I try not to pay the current no attention. You know what I mean? Like, I just do me. Benjamin, I think love develops naturally. I think love is the essence of the universe. You know what I mean? Um, I think it just comes naturally. You know, there might be times you have to like work at it, or you identify, oh, in this area I need to. But I think it comes naturally. I mean, could you read books and see it in others? Yeah. But I mean all of that. But I think even without any of that, if you put humans on an island, love will develop. You know what I mean? Like, I think love just happens naturally. You can work on it, but like, yeah, I think love just happens naturally. Once you are open to it happening. You know what I mean? Like, I think sometimes we're closed off from love, and I've been working to really try to give love more and be more accepting of love. My Zaxby's order. Order crinkle fries, chicken finger. What is it? Buffalo chicken fingers, crinkle fries, and like a large soda. That used to be when I lived in Gainesville, Florida. I was at Zaxby's all the time. Man, I would kill. Do they got Zaxby's in Denver? Get a large crinkle fry. Order like 10 buffalo fingers and a large soda. That's gonna run you about $20. That's gonna run you about $17 to $20. But it's worth it. Oh, it's worth it. I would, man, if there was Zaxby's here, I'd go today. Do they got Zaxby's in Denver? If they got a Zaxby's, I'm going. Y'all got me one Zaxby's. Yeah, man, Zaxby's. I love when you go to the drive-thru Zaxby's. They got a sign that says, "We're not fast food." It's gonna take you time. It's gonna take us a while. Get this food whipped up for you. We're not fast food. Yeah, man. Now y'all got me wanting some Zaxby's. Which I told myself I got to start. I was speaking earlier about steps I'm taking in case there's a recession. I got to stop eating out so much. I do. I don't. I don't have to stop eating out so much. I'm going to, by choice, stop eating out so much because I want to start saving money. Carmel, do I think the hookup culture is ruining society? I personally don't think so. No. No, I don't think so. People have been hooking up forever. And what typically would happen is that people would hook up and then eventually they'd find somebody to settle down with. So no, I don't think the hookup culture is ruining society. You have your fun. You know what I mean? Like, I don't think the hookup culture I don't think the hooking up is the issue. I do think less and less people are like finding long-term mates. Now, once again, I don't think you have to get married, but I don't see anything wrong with like long-term mates and kids and family if that's what you want. I think we are seeing a decline in that. I honestly think if we stop talking about marriage, we might see an uptick in that. Anyway, because people but you know what I mean? So I think that society as we know it, with the family structure not being what it used to be, that might be a little issue. But I don't think people hooking up is the issue, because people always hooked up. They just eventually usually would like find somebody to settle down with. That's not happening as much these days. Yeah, I'm always gonna be all for hooking up. Oh yeah. What up, Allie? Oh, glad your funk's better. And thank you. Urban Lady checking in. Andrew checking in from New Zealand. Nice. Yeah, you can spend $25 at Zaxby's quick. You spend $25, you don't even get it supersized. You want that large? No, I'm good. I don't know if I can afford large. I'm already having to take out a small loan. Dark, no shit. Life is great. Good to see you. Yeah, I never heard. My teeth. I was just at the dentist and my teeth are kind of hurting. They didn't even really do anything. They just did an inspection or whatever and x-rays. But you know when they take the pick down there when they're checking your teeth? Be hurting. Evan said, how much cash would you save if you're leaving job again today? That's a hard one to answer, Evan, because like everybody's bills are different. I would say ideally for me, say if I had $0 saved in the bank or anything, I think 3 months of bills in the bank would be ideal. Like if I had nothing, no savings, no nothing, no side hustle, and I was at a job and I was going to quit it, I think 3 months worth of bills would be a big enough cushion that I would be like, I could quit this job and not be totally stressed about it. Yeah, I think about 3 months. But I mean that's just kind of a number. I think it changes for everyone. Some people could have 1 month and be cool. Some people would need 6 months. I think a lot of it just depends on like your stress level. It's really about what's the level to keep you from stressing and have you have peace of mind while you're doing whatever you're going to do. And it depends, I think, on whether you're just trying to get another job, whether you're trying to like start a business, whether you're taking time off, there's a lot of factors involved. Omar checking in. So what up, Tim? How do you cope with operating in this indoctrinated materialistic world while also allowing the mind to grow spiritually? Seems like the more spiritual I get, the harder it is. Good question. For me, like my spiritual journey has taken me to like letting go, So for me, it's like the more spiritual I get, the less I care. Like, you know what I mean? Like the more spiritual, and I think it's. I don't want to put it down to like levels, but I think you'll get there. You know what I mean? I think that might be, because yeah, you get more spiritual, you start seeing, in the beginning, you start seeing all the stuff, right? You're on this path, you're starting to get more spiritual. Before you thought all this was normal. Now you're starting to be like, wait a second, like this ain't the important stuff. I'm learning all the spiritual stuff. This materialistic consumer greed, but then I think you can get to a place where of like acceptance and letting go. And you're like, all right, there's going to be a portion of people, who this is what they do for whatever reason. Who knows? Why are greedy people greedy? Who knows? Because they're greedy. There's a portion of people that are going to be like this and live like this. I'm just happy I, see what I'm seeing and I'm on the path I'm on. So for me, yeah, I just don't care. Like, do I wish everybody was, happy and positive and wasn't greedy and trying to screw their fellow man over and all this? Yeah, but like, that's the world we live in on this planet, in this universe, in this current point in time. This is the world we got. So it's just like, I just don't, I just don't care. You know what I mean? And I don't say that to sound callous, but like, it just doesn't bother me, because like, it just is what it is. Once you just accept, like, oh, this is how it is, it gets easier to not be really worked up about it, because you realize you're getting worked up won't change it. So, B. Gomez, how's it going? Yeah, we definitely had some gum disease going on. I got to get. When I was at my dentist in Montana, I was getting that all taken care of, and now it's been like 6 months, so like all the stuff came back. It's all good though. Blessed to have the money to go to the dentist. Hey, Brittany, that's awesome. Quit your corporate 9-to-5 job, hitting the road as a pilot car driver. Nice. Good luck. Hey, Cedric. Did you have my confirmation last year? Yes. It's been a year since I left my job, and it's the best decision I've ever made. Nice. That's awesome. We feel blessed to have been a small plate of. See how happy I'm getting? We feel blessed to have played a small part in that, Cedric. I get all excited, start rambling, start talking faster than my recently plucked teeth can talk. Hear sirens. I think people freak out when you don't want to date Raul, because programming. They've been programmed to believe like everybody has a date, everybody has to get married, So when someone's like, I ain't trying to do that right now. What up, Alfonso? I'm good. Enjoying myself. Went to the dentist earlier. That wasn't tons of fun, but it was necessary, so glad I did it. Got to be an adult. Which I pushed the cleanings and stuff. I said, I'll get back with y'all. I knew what they were going to do. Every time you go to the dentist. Oh, initial x-ray and cleaning. They never try to do, which this place actually would have done the initial cleaning too. I was like, I don't want to do it. But most places, they'd be like, oh yeah, here's your blah, 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 blah. When can we schedule you to come in and do it? I used to think like, ain't we going to do it today? But now I know better. But if they want to do it today, I wasn't going to do it. No. I got other stuff I'm doing. I wanted to live stream, so I gotta get on here talking with my peoples. Now y'all got me one Zaxby's, but I don't think we have Zaxby's here. So where am I gonna eat? Oh, I got a sub. I got a sub at the house. Yeah, for lunch I'm gonna have a sub. I don't know what we'll do for dinner. I got a sub at the house. Went to Subway last night. My sub guy was there. I got a sub guy. He was there. He's kind of in a weird mood though. He wasn't his normal self. I feel like he was in a funk too. Kiara, moving into your car in August by choice. Nice. How do you do with friends and family's judgment without cutting them off completely? Oh, I feel like that's one of those things that like they're not going to understand. Right? They're not going to understand it. A lot of them are probably going to try to give you advice. But I think just realizing you're doing it by choice and like that they have the right to like not understand it can allow you to like still be around the ones, now if they're just being, crazy and toxic with it, whatever, but like the ones who just don't understand it, you just realize like, all right, they don't understand it. So I have to kind of take the higher road here and just be open to hearing them. But, realize that I'm doing this by choice. I understand it. They don't. So I'm just not going to be bothered. You know what I mean? Like, because you can either like spend all your time just like trying to explain to them and all this other stuff, or you can just accept like, yeah, when I come around, this is what they're, but what happened though is over time, it'll lessen. Because A, they'll see that you're doing it, enjoying yourself and living your life. And B, they'll see that like it's not getting nowhere. Like if you're just like, okay, all right. and you keep doing what you're doing, living in your car, eventually they'll just start to shut up because like they'll even, it'll get old. Everything gets old. Everything, even people's judgment of you gets old because like if they see nothing's happening. People want to judge you because they want some type of response. People judging you and there's no response, they're like, let me go judge somebody else. That's just her. She stay in her car. Yeah, whatever. They try to bring it up to somebody else. People like, we know, whatever. Like, so eventually it'll get old, or they'll come around and be like, oh, I kind of get it now. I see what you're, okay. So, I mean, I would just say accepting judgy people, judgy families are going to judge you. Okay. You know what I mean? Just accepted it. And realize that, yeah, they don't have to get it. It'd be cool if they did, but they don't have to get it, Yeah, 12. I'm like, dang, I want some chicken now. Yeah, Omar. I think, yeah, that's definitely part of it. You're starting to question everything and starting to see like all this stuff I believed in. This ain't real. You know what I mean? So it is. And also too, I think part of it is you want other people to see it. As you're learning new stuff, seeing stuff different, you just want to like shake people and be like, look at like, bruh. And I think that is why it is very harder in the beginning because yeah, you just want to share and let other people see, and they're still going about, living this, stuff that what now isn't real, or there's issues with it. And like, you just like, man, bro, like, come on. And other people are just like, doing what they do. So yeah, I think, yeah, I think it gets easier over time. Keith, what's up? If I got $1 million in my bank right now, it is amazing how often I get asked this question, and it's always $1 million. Always $1 million. I would give half of it away to charity. And I don't know. The rest would probably sit there until I figured out something to do. I don't think I would immediately go out and start getting crazy with the rest of it would probably sit there for a few months while I figured out, till something came up I wanted to buy. Like, you know what I mean? Like seriously, like there was, like it would just sit there until I figured out something I wanted to buy. I don't know. It's like, I don't sit around wishing for $1 million and be like, man, if I had $1 million, I'd do this. And I'm like, honestly, I'm pretty much doing all the stuff I want to do now. So it's not like there's anything I want to do that like I'm like I don't have the money to do it. You know what I mean? I'm sure things would come up, that I'd be like, oh, I can do that now. But like currently, like, I don't know, just probably sit there. I don't know, maybe invest some of it. I'll probably invest some of it. But yeah, nothing really. I don't think you'd see any change in my life at all. The big thing would be I would donate like half of it immediately. Sarah, I don't know what the red pill is, the blue pill is, the black pill. A lot of people talk this pill stuff. It's not me. If I get, if people want to classify themselves, cool. But I don't, yeah, I'm not big on labels, so. Vic, happy afternoon. Oh, Evan, thank you. Evan, or is it even? Evan, thank you. Super Chat Squad said, I just found your content. You remind me of who I'd be if I wasn't married. I love your content, philosophy, bro. Hey, thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate that love. Appreciate the support. Yeah. We not married. So but I'm glad we're very similar. That was funny. That made me laugh. That was funny. Thank you. Super Chat Squad. I did not watch the Major League Baseball All-Star Game, Mark. I don't watch. You know me. You know. I only watch the WNBA. I watched the WNBA All-Star Game. Yes. A little disappointed. But yeah, I don't really watch anything but the WNBA. If I could make any meal with 3 of my favorite items, what would it be? And it has to be healthy. Oh, well, I can't answer that. It'd be chicken wings, lasagna, and probably, I don't know, macaroni and cheese, you know. But I can do that. Well, I mean, I can't make it. I can eat it, though. Gavin, what's up? Yeah, people ask me about the $1 million question a lot. It's actually fascinating that people ask that so much. I wouldn't want to be given $1 million. I say this all the time. If I earned $1 million, cool. I wouldn't want to be given $1 million. Why? What am I gonna do with it? You know what I mean? Like, I'd rather earn it. Mike01 Davis, my boy, what's up? So what's up, Tim, in the chat? Playing a trip to Cincinnati for a res game, so life is good. Nice. Going to a Cincinnati Reds game. Hey, that's awesome. Appreciate the love. Super Chat Squad, Super Chat Train. Thanks, Mike. Thank you. Oh, we got another one. Felisa. Hey, Tim, my husband and I want to travel like you. Do you think it's harder for couples to do what you do? Honestly, no. I honestly think it might be easier. For couples. You know, you got like two incomes. However you decide to finance your travel, you got 2 of them. I mean, because the bills, one person traveling and 2 people traveling, the bills are about the same, except for food. So I actually think it's easier with 2 people because you can have more money coming in, and the bills are about the same. You know, however you do it. If you do it in a vehicle, you still, you know, the vehicles, you got to have a vehicle. If you do it Airbnbs, hotels, same price, 1 person or 2. You know what I mean? So like, and you got companionship, which makes it a lot easier. A lot of people will tell you the loneliness or the being alone is what gets to a lot of people. You know, when you're, road tripping, traveling across the country, and it's just you, after a while, you know what I mean? Like, it's cool. I love being alone. I'm an introvert. But, sometimes, I've been saying now, one of the reasons I think I haven't been traveling as much is I'm ready to start sharing travel with somebody. I've done enough, not enough, but you know what I mean? I've gone to a ton of places and be like, oh, this is amazing. And there was no one to say that to. So I think traveling as a couple is actually easier, in my opinion. I've never traveled as a couple, but it seems to me that it would be easier. Oh, it's doing this again. Come on. I think it just gets so hot up there. It's melting my suction cup. I don't know how to make macaroni and cheese. I could figure out how to make it. Timmy Two-Tone, what up? I could figure out how to make macaroni and cheese. Bria, hey, nice. About to embrace nomad life again. Nice. Glad the videos can help keep you motivated. Got rid of the dog. Hey, I get it. That'll be sacrilege to some people, but I get it. Taylor checking in. Hello. Hey, good luck to you, Valisa. Good luck to you. And Bria. Christopher, me and Travel Snacks are never really in the same place. She came down to visit when we first met. That would be pretty cool. I'd like to one day. Like I said, I really haven't been doing much traveling lately. I mean, I'm sure y'all could see. I go state parks and stuff like that. But I just really haven't been having the desire to take a trip, which I've been trying to analyze why that is. And I do think I am going through a transitionary period. Because I've been trying to analyze why. I just been, in Denver. I got the time, got the opportunity, got the money. I just haven't really felt like doing anything. So I'm trying to analyze why that is. What's up, Antonio? Welcome. Oh, Angela, you sent me some messages on IG. Okay, I took Instagram off my main phone, and it's only on my other phone. So yeah, I haven't been getting on Instagram a lot. So I'll check. I'll check when I get off here. Hope you're doing well, Angela. The Double Louie Super Chat Squad. Thank you, thank you. Super Chat Squad in the building. Thank you. Your questions: are you exercising? I walk a lot. Meditating. I meditate. I try to meditate every. What happened? Did the sun just change or something? I feel like the sun just shifted. My stream is looking washed out all of a sudden. What happened? I try to meditate every morning for like 30 minutes. Yes. Why is the stream looking so washed out all of a sudden? Oh, there we go. Okay. Yeah, the sun went back behind the clouds. Okay. It's probably behind me. Danielle, I'm not sure if there's going to be a Noble Nomad episode coming out soon. I'm not sure. I will admit the reason we haven't been had them is I took some time off because I was just getting like, I was kind of in a funk, feeling kind of burned out. And it was everything I could do to like do my own channel, let alone another one. So, but we'll see. We'll see. Oh yeah, you see what I did there, right? I planned that. The fog in the title. It got cloudy, and then yeah. I planned that. You're right. I planned that. I'm a professional. We planned that. Yeah. The fog came in. I'm still curious what happened. It must have been behind me. The sun must be. I'm very fascinated about where the sun is at. From between walk and talks and live streams in the car, and you get very like fascinated and dialed in on like where the sun is coming from. Where is it at? It's rare. Like that's why it's weird. I can't find it. That's kind of weird. Oh, it's down to, the car says it's down to 88 degrees. That's because the air conditioning's on. It was 99 degrees when I got in the car. My thermometer says outside, but I think it's heavily influenced by the inside. Because it was 99 when I got in, now it's 88. Okay. It didn't cool down that much outside. Danielle, I've been on hikes and like, I don't think I've ever got lost on a hike, but I've been on hikes where like I could always backtrack. I've always been on hikes where I was like, I could backtrack. But I've been on hikes where like I wasn't where I wanted to be. But like I was like, oh, I can always just go back. So I've never been like lost and not know where I was at. But yeah, I've been hiking and been like, wait, this isn't where I thought I'd be, and had to figure that out if I want to like continue the hike. But I was like, oh, I can always go back. I've never been like lost. Hey, 757 trucker, thank you. Super Chat Squad, thank you. So if you want to save money while being an introvert, get a CDL. The truck is your home, rent free, and you're alone. Only people you interact with are the clerks at shippers for paperwork in your dock. Hey, there's an idea, ladies and gentlemen. You're introverted, want to be alone, want to make that money, save up. CDL. If I was a younger man, as a younger man, I thought about looking into it. There's the sun. As a younger man, I thought about looking at it. I looked into it a little. Now I think I'm that's a little too serious a career for me. But yeah, let's say, hey, young people or any people, CDL, look into it. Thank you for sharing that, 757. Thank you. Super Chat Squad, I appreciate that love and that support. Thank you. Renegade, I don't follow closely at all what's going on in the country. Part of that is because it's all been done before. You know what I'm saying? The day I realized all this stuff just happens, the names change, but the game is the same. It don't really, you know what I mean? Like, if something major is going on, I might tap in. But like, I don't really, like, it's not surprising me. And I'm not really like too worried about it. Like, you know what I mean? If something's happening that I think might actually affect me, okay, we might look into it. But even that, I'm like, okay, this is what happens. This is what humans do. Like, we get all worked up like this is new or like it's super important. Like, yeah, whatever. Like, at the end of the day, we're just scared of pain and suffering. Think about it. At the end of the day, we're just scared of pain and suffering. That's why a lot of the stuff we get all wrapped up in, oh no, this might cause me pain, this might cause me suffering. Once you realize too, like that's just a part of life too, like what I gotta get worked up about? You know, like, so that's why I don't, like, it doesn't, I don't, you know what I mean? Like I'm not, I don't really care. Like, it's gonna do what it's gonna do. I'm a, you know, survive it the best way I know how. It doesn't matter what people do. You know, they've done worse in history. They've done better in history. You know, so like, yeah, it doesn't fascinate me. Like, it's just what we do. You know. Oh, sorry about this, folks. I'm about to have to take my suction cup down, and I think it's overheating. Vic, I don't really have a favorite destination. I don't really do favorites, so especially when it comes to travel, I just like seeing new places. So I don't think I could pick a favorite. I knew I couldn't pick a favorite. I wouldn't even try. You know, I just like going places. Kimberly says, I'm thinking about living the nomadic life. Do you think I should go ahead and do it or wait until I'm in a better financial position? I can't really answer that, Kimberly, because like I'd have, you know what I mean? Like, I think that's a purely personal. You know what I mean? Like, there's no way anyone else can answer that for anyone else. It's like, I don't know how much you love the nomad life. You know what I mean? There's some people out there who love it so much that like, I gotta do it. I could see them not waiting. There might be some other people who's like, yeah, I want to kind of travel, but you know, it would go easier for me if I saved up a little more money. So like, I think that's a question we all have to answer for ourselves. You know, like no one will ever know you like you know you. And I think it is life change is about learning about yourself. That's the beauty of it. Changing your life up, doing something different is you learned a lot about yourself. So like, I think part of it is we have to answer questions like that for ourselves. You know, it's the growth. Yeah, Keith, if worrying worked, we wouldn't have no problems. So it's a waste of time. We would have worried our problems away long ago if worrying worked. So like, yeah, I mean, it doesn't, you know. Bria, I am live streaming off my phone data. Because I got unlimited, so yeah. And that's part of the reason I have two phones. So the phone I'm on now, like, I get on it every now and then, but it's mainly for like YouTube. So yeah, I use my phone data. Maya C, hello. Welcome to the channel. Welcome to the journey. Welcome to the community. Glad you're finding the channel informative and positive. Thank you. Danielle, my overall thoughts on Alaska, it's amazing. You should go as soon as possible. I tell everybody to go to Alaska. Nobody listens. Very few people listen, but I think Alaska's amazing. Karima, new to the channel as well. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Saying you love the content. Thank you. Welcome. I'm sorry about this sunlight getting crazy over here. I don't know what is. I thought we was in the shade. It'll clear up here in a second. Here's a good question. New Cruise says, hey Tim, do you believe in searching for enlightenment or living a simple human happy life is enough? I don't really know. I definitely think living a happy human life is amazing and enough. I honestly think enlightenment can be found in that. I don't know if enlightenment is something you search for. You know what I mean? You know what they say, the only enlightenment you'll find at the top of the mountain is the enlightenment you bring with you. You know what I mean? So like, I don't really know if you have to search for enlightenment. I'm a firm believer in living the unlearned life. I think we're born enlightened, and then they put all this mess and this programming on top of the enlightenment, so we don't see it, we can't find it. So that's what I don't think you have to search for it. I think it's already there. I think it's just buried. You have to start unlearning some of these beliefs. And if you're, as you're simplifying your life, living that happy human life, like you said, I think a lot of that other stuff gets removed. And then I think one day you might just find yourself in an enlightened place. Also, I as much as I use the term enlightenment, things like that, I don't really think enlightenment is like a destination. I think we view it as like, okay, I'll be going along, and then one day, boom, enlightenment. I just think it's, you know what I mean? I don't really know if it's like a destination or if it's like you'll know. I just feel like you'll find yourself in a really good space one day. And you know what I mean? You find yourself living in the moment, and you know what I mean? And not to mention, enlightenment may be something different for everyone. So yeah, I don't think it's about, in my opinion, and what do I know? But I don't think it's about like, I'm trying to get enlightened. Because then it's like, why do you want to be enlightened? So I can live a good life. Well, then just try to live a good life. You know what I mean? That's what I think. Instead of searching for enlightenment, like, ask yourself why you want to be enlightened, and then just do that. Strive for that, Simply Me Journey. Hello. Daniel said, Tim, you're the content king. Nice. Live stream king. Definitely. Angela starting the birthday festivities today. Okay. And it's 2.5 weeks away. Okay. Terrence about to quiet quit. Okay. Turning 40. RV. Nice. People gonna say that's a midlife crisis. They said Terrence not having a midlife crisis. Do you though? Yeah, man. I don't think I understand anything that others don't understand about life. Once again, I think we know all this stuff, and we've just been like taught different, blinded by the programming. I think we know all this stuff. There's nothing to be said. All the really wise men and women I look up to have always said, there's nothing that I can teach you, that I can tell you, that you don't already know. Alan Watts is famous for being like, for me to sit here and think that I have to try to teach you anything would be for me to like steal your watch and try to sell it back to you. You know what I mean? Like we already know all this stuff. It's just a matter, I think, of realizing what we know. But we all know this stuff. Like I don't think all the really important stuff about life, if you didn't already know it, you could never learn it. You have to already know it. I think this is true with like all learning. I think anything you could possibly learn, you already know. You just like have to, mostly what we do in life, like even stuff we think we learn, is just putting different stuff with it. Like learning a different language. You're just putting different sounds with something you already know about. It's not really learning. You're just like equating it with different stuff. Because I think we already know all what we need to know. There's something innately that when I look at a tree, I know it's a tree. Calling it a tree or something by a different language is just, you know what I mean? So I think all this stuff we know innately. It just has to be like brought up, or like sometimes we have to realize we know it, or we have to think on it. But I think, I think everybody knows this stuff. Because how could you not? You know what I mean? Felisa, I have thought about writing a book. I just don't, and I do want to write a book. I just don't think I'd want to write it about like my travels. I don't know. I'm not really a documenter. I'm more of a talker. You know what I mean? Just like I don't vlog a lot. Like I'm a sit down and talk person when it comes to like videos. And I feel like I'm like a book. Yeah, I would love to write a book of like just a bunch of quotes I came up with, something like that. But as far as like documenting my journey, I don't know. Like Yeah, we'll go write a book one day though. What would be my first steps if everything just went Walking Dead around me? I don't know. Find an abandoned school to live in. That's what they all seem to do in all the post-apocalyptic movies. They always find an old school or an old prison to live in. So I'd probably go down to the nearest middle school and like live there. I don't know. No, I don't think I'll have a midlife crisis, Renegade. I mean, I'm already 42, so. "70 days ago, Simple Me Journey, then you out." Nice. Ivan, I this month it will be 4 years sober. This month it'll be 4 years sober. What inspired me to stay that way was like I had to quit, man. Like it was too much bad behavior, just all the hangovers, the blackouts, the getting sick, the ending up in jail, the ruining relationships, the ruining friendships, the peeing in the backseat of people's cars, the crazy, the blowing money, like all of it. It just wasn't healthy for me. And the big thing was like, drunk Tim is not Tim. And I had that conversation with myself. Can you accept that all that behavior you do drunk is really you? And I couldn't. So I'm like, the only way you're going to get peace is to stop drinking. I have to have peace. You know what I mean? I can't go through this life. This life is pointless if I'm not at peace. And I'm like, you're never going to have peace, Tim, until you quit drinking. Because if you drink, you're going to get drunk. And when you get drunk, you do this crazy stuff. And you've identified that's not you. So you can't go through this life being someone you're not. At least not and find peace. A lot of people do it, but they're not at peace. And I was trying to get at peace. So that's one thing that helped. And it was a long process, trust me. A lot of relapsing, years of work in the process. But one of the things that helped me not to go back is because like there's nothing down that road I want. You know what I mean? And it helps I got older and I really like to drink and party because like, it's fun. Women, all that. You get older, like that stuff don't appeal to you. At least for me, that stuff don't appeal to me like it used to. It would be a lot harder if I still had the libido of a 22-year-old to stay sober. But you get older. But yeah, big part was I needed to be at peace, and I knew I would never be at peace till I got that monkey off my back. Erica, I find affordable places to stay, don't travel, just like doing the research. Airbnbs, do your research, hotels. Sometimes I slept in my car, some road trips to save money, but it's just doing the research, doing the grunt work, Hey, appreciate you saying that, Benjamin. Benjamin said we'd read the book. Appreciate that. Hey, Jennifer coming through. Jennifer Schufert, thank you. Super Chat Squad said you are the live stream king. I feel to become enlightened, we must first carry the burden. Super Chat Squad, thank you. What does that mean, Jennifer? What do you mean we must first carry the burden? I'm curious. If you care to expound, you don't have to. Super Chat Squad, thank you. Yeah, live stream king, we here. Facts about that, Kiara. The recovery time. When you get older, the recovery time is crazy when you drink. Crazy. I did not go to AA, Danielle. No. I'm an introvert. Nothing would have made me want to drink more than sitting around with a group of people talking about drinking. So, no. Yeah, I'm not. I couldn't. And there's a lot of shout out to AA and everyone that's helped. There's just a lot of like rules in the whole AA thing that I don't do organizations. So there's a lot of stuff they preach I just don't believe in. So, or agree with, I should say. So I was like, I ain't trying to be sitting down there knowing I'm gonna be like, I don't agree with that. Not saying they're wrong. It's just not me. It's not my truth. So yeah, I was like, nah, I just, and this way, and once again, however you gotta get sober, do it. turn over every rock, spare no expense to get sober. But for me, it was just like, hey, I like the ideal that doing it like on my own, I know I can always do it. I don't have to be like, oh, I'm like, if I ever relapse, I don't have to be like, oh, I have to be in this environment. Like, I know I can always do it. But once again, however you got to do it, do it. Don't listen to what nobody else says. Whatever you got to do it. Rehab, AA, whatever. Nunnery, whatever. Is that a phone call? Oh, I thought I got a phone call. Hold on. Like, my phone ringing? No. Was not a phone call. Hey, appreciate that, Supreme and Sterling. All right, yeah, beer, coming through, looking good. Thank you. Actually, beautiful by design. I was already living the nomad life when I got sober. There's a dude on a motorcycle who's looking at me. I'm watching him. I was already living the nomad life when I got sober. Yeah. So I was still drinking when I started the nomad life. There was a question. What there's something I wanted to answer. Hold on, where were we at? What was I? Sometimes like I'll read something, it'll pop in my head, and I want to comment on it, and then I forget, and then it'll be in my head like there was something you want to comment on. Oh, there it is. I definitely think Renegade. You said when you leave the 9 to 5, imagine you have more inner peace. Once again, I don't want to demonize completely the 9 to 5 life. Because there are some people that have a job they love and it's a 9 to 5 job and they have tons of inner peace because they're doing what they love. They wouldn't trade it for anything. Take, for example, like a teacher who loves teaching. Now that's more of a 8 to 7 job, but you know what I mean? So while I also think that we weren't meant to work the way we work, now I do understand that some people do it and it's not an issue. I think the bigger issue a lot of us face now is working a 9 to 5 we don't like. So yeah, you get out of a 9 to 5 you don't like and you transition to something a lot freer that you do like. Oh, I think there's a lot more peace. But I think you can find peace working a 9 to 5. If it's what you want to do. If that's you, it's what you want to do. I know some people who are like, hey, I don't want to run a business. I don't want to do a side hustle. I just want to find a nice job and work my way up in that job. You know what I mean? So that is something that I feel like I, in past, might have like overemphasized. Like, yeah, I'm still Mr. Quit Your Job. But if you like your job or you like that environment, cool. Just a lot of people don't. So for those people, yeah, you quit and you find something different. Way more inner peace. I don't know what that motorcycle dude was doing. I'm glad he left him. New cruiser. I think humans can be as happy as possible at all times. So there will be some situations where things don't go your way, or where things don't go your way, or there's issues, or there's pain, or there's suffering. And I don't think in a lot of those moments we can be as happy as we might have been last week or when things were going great or better. But I think we can still in those moments be as happy as we can be. You know what I mean? So like, I don't think you're always going to be, on a 10, your happiness level. There might be some times you're a 3, but it's better than allowing yourself to drop down to a 1. You know what I mean? So like, that's what I strive to do. Like I talked about in the video, being in a funk, like wasn't up or as happy or as whatever as I normally was. But I'm like, I got to get out of this bed, get out of this apartment, go out and do some stuff that'll make me happier so that like I can get as happy as I can be in this moment. You can substitute joy in there. Some people will say joy, but like, I don't think every moment you're just going to be overjoyed and just, oh, I love, Sometimes you're down, but I think even in those down moments, we can have some level of joy, some level of happiness. Now, I will say, in the beginning, something crazy happened. I don't think you always, every single moment of your life, have to be striving for a happiness. I'm a big believer that, yeah, sometimes something happens to you, you got to give yourself a little time to deal with it. You just break up with somebody and you want to spend a week in the house, in the bed, crying your eyes out and have an Instacart deliver Rocky Road ice cream. Fine, fine, fine. You know what I mean? But after that period, let's get back to, because it doesn't help to wallow in it. But yeah, give yourself some, there will be some times when you're not, just trying to be happy. But I think if happy can become your default setting. Happy and positive and joyful can become your default settings in life, and you will find yourself just naturally trying to get, those as high as possible no matter what's going on. Oh, I'm sorry. So unprofessional, folks. Oh, let's see. Okay, I got you. I said, Jennifer, I'm talking. You said, going through the things, then letting it go, carrying a burden is heavy. I feel like letting things just be is enlightening. Okay, yeah, that makes sense. I agree with that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. And I definitely think that, like, going back to the job thing, I think everybody should try. If you think, not working, doing something different, working for yourself, something like that is something that might work for you, I think everyone should try. You might find, okay, nah, this isn't me. I want to have a steady job. You might find that, or you might find not. But I think everybody, my issue is that, like, we're taught to, like, go to school, get a good job. It's getting better these days. But I think, yeah, everybody should try. Try it out. And if you try it and don't like it, cool. And it doesn't have to be all or nothing. You could work for a year or two and then do something else for a year or two, then go back to work for 5 years and then take 5 years off. Doesn't have to be all or nothing. This is something I'm learning because I've found that I'm very extreme. I'm always like, I live like this or I live like this. And I'm learning that, like, Tim, you can live in the middles. The good stuff is in the gray. You know what I mean? It doesn't have to be over here or over here. Like, you can live in the middle. So I'm learning that. APT says 951 says, how would you define happiness or joy? I wouldn't try. I know when I'm happy, I know when I'm joyful. I think that's enough. Everyone else, I think, knows when they're happy, they know when they're joyful. The ideal that, like, we like to take some of the biggest concepts in the universe and put them into words, seems, and I get why we do it. But, like, yeah, I would never try to define happiness. Like, it just is. Like, you know what I mean? If I'm happy, I'm happy. If I'm joyful, I'm joyful. I imagine anyone I talk to who understands what I'm saying knows the emotion I'm speaking of. So why would I try to explain it to them? Like, you know what I mean? Like, to take something that's this huge and try to narrow it down to, like, basic words. Like, words in general are inadequate. Words in general are inadequate. You realize, like, the biggest things you go through in life, you just feel, and other people just get. Right? The really important stuff in life, people just get. Yeah, you might like to hear someone explain that they love you, but you just really get the reason you know they love you is that you get that they love you. If you believe someone loves you because they told you, but, like, if you know somebody loves you because you get it, that's real. You know what I mean? So I think happiness and joy are on that same kind of spectrum of, you just know. I know I'm happy. I don't have to, like, explain it, So, yeah, I wouldn't try to explain. Angela said, no Rocky Road, cookies and cream. I think we should all try a lot more stuff throughout our working lives. You know what I mean? I definitely don't think we were designed to work at the plant for 60 years and retire. You know what I mean? I think we should all try different stuff. Supreme, like I don't mind speaking on NoFap. I think it's great. You know, I definitely think there's probably benefits to it. Yeah, I definitely think there's benefits to it. Yeah, yeah. Oh, I saw in the window there was a very attractive mom out here with her kids. Uh-oh, that is a phone call. Hang on 2 seconds. Sorry about that, folks. Had a little phone call. Had a little business. Sorry about that. We back to Supreme. Yeah, it's about living a stress-free life. You know, being at peace, enjoying your life. FIFA Fern says, as your audience grows, do you feel any desire to promote change to make the world a better place? Personal freedom and being able to think differently is important too, of course. Honestly, no. Like I'm personal freedom is my jam. You know what I mean? And you know, just my main goal is people living the life they want to live. That's my ministry. That's my passion. Is people living the life they want to live. You know, going after their goals and dreams if they choose to. Like that's my jam. This kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier. Like all this stuff we go through this is what humans do. And I'm not saying there's not something noble about trying to change the world and going after causes and stuff like that. Just for me, it's just if the game doesn't change, just the name. You know what I mean? Like, so like I know other people that's their ministry, and that's what they do. For me, I'm dialed in on live your life. You know what I mean? I just don't know if I could pick one cause and go behind it. You know, because like I'm like, bro, we've been all these causes we've been fighting since the beginning of time. It gets better in one place and then it gets worse in another one. You know, like I kind of look at humanity overall. So I really just like focus on the individual. If each man and woman, you know, live their life I think the world would be a better place. You know what I mean? So maybe my overall goal is the world a better place, but I take it the individual. I think if we all lived the life we want to live, the world would be a much better place. So yeah, I don't really feel pressure to pick up calls and try to change the world. Like yeah, that's just not my ministry. Respect to it. Tony, I have not lived in my car. I road tripped in it a little bit, but I didn't live in it. No. Simon checking in. Would I be a stepdad if required? Deborah, I gotta say it would. I never say never. It would have to be a perfect scenario. Not something I'm interested in doing. No. Would I do it for the right person? Yes. And for the right kid, yeah. But it would have to be like damn near perfect scenario. But and that's no. I know a lot of guys, and it's very popular for men, especially these days, to bash single moms and stuff like that. I would never do that. I have the utmost respect for single moms and single dads. I just don't want kids. So it would have to be a scenario that I'd be willing to do something I really don't want to do. So I'm not going to say no, but it would have to be, she'd have to do some real sacrificing on her end. 18 years, but yeah. So yeah, never say never, but not something I'm really actively seeking. I will say though, I've seen some women that I'm like, I don't know, might be able to deal with the kid with that one. She cute, she fine. I don't know. Never say never. No, I would not be a professional cuddler. No. That don't even sound fun. APT says, don't you think that if everyone lived the life they wanted to live, it would come at the cost of the good of humanity as a whole? Sometimes you have to deny yourself and pick up your cross for others. You're assuming that if I lived the life I want to, I wouldn't want to pick up my cross for others. So I think if I'm living the life I want to live, part of that will be, there will be times when what I want to do isn't what's best for me. There will be times when I want to run into the burning building and pull somebody out. I don't feel obligated to do that. I want to do that. So yeah, I think when we're all living our best lives, we're way more open to doing more for other people. I mean, just look at it. Who are the people in the world doing more for others? People who are happy and content and at peace, or angry, aggravated people? Angry, aggravated people do not help other people as a rule. It's people who are living the lives they kind of want to live or found some peace or joy who like go out and help other people. So yeah, I totally disagree that if we're all living the life we want to live, we wouldn't be helping other people. I think we'd be helping people more. You're more moved to. I know me, I feel so blessed and grateful for the life I have. That's what moves me to like do more for others. When you're sad and miserable and aggravated, you don't want to do nothing for nobody. I think it's important to be selfish in a good way. Like, we lived in a more self-centered society. Our society is probably more self-centered now than ever, but we're also as unselfish as ever on the wrong areas. We should be more selfish in a positive way and less self-centered in these negative ways. So I think the real giving of yourself to others comes once you've got yourself in the right place. Any decluttering tips, Luke? How do you get yourself in the frame of mind to throw things out? That's an interesting one. I don't know if you're not in the frame of mind to throw things out, that you can make yourself want to throw things. Like, you shouldn't want to make yourself. You know what I mean? I know for me, it resonated with me. It resonated with me so much that I'm gonna try it. Minimalism, all that resonated with me, and I just saw, all these people I was starting to look up to because of the lifestyle. I saw them talk about it. I was like, I want to try it. So yeah, I think it just has to get to a point where you actually want to do it, then you'll do it. If you're just like, oh, that seems cool, but you're not moved to do it, maybe it doesn't really seem that cool to you. You know what I mean? Oh, sorry, I have to keep doing this, folks. My suction cup is rapidly. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, when you're living your best life, you're spreading that joy and that happiness. I think we've been conditioned, because I get that question a lot. People are always like, well, but people say it a lot. Oh, but that's being selfish. Like, we're so scared to be like, it's okay to be selfish. That's why you were only given one life to take care of. When you're born, it's just you. So it's okay to look out for you. Like, it's funny. Like, nobody talks about you being selfish when you go out and buy a brand new Mercedes. Now, there's anything wrong with that. But when you start trying to be selfish for good, suddenly people start being like, oh, that's selfish. When you say, oh, I don't want to have kids, people are like, oh, that's selfish. It wasn't selfish when I bought that McMansion. Oh, no, that's normal. We just have weird, and these are just my opinions. You can think differently. But a lot of these thoughts we have, it's just people told us to think that way. Luke, I know for me, it's 1,000 trillion% true. The less things you have, the freer you feel. That was one of the byproducts of minimalism that, I'd heard people say it, but until I experienced it, I was like, this is amazing. That's why I'm going to always be a minimalist. I think that's the people. Oh, if you got more money, would you be a minimalist? Yes, because I feel free. I enjoy the feeling I get from being a minimalist. That feeling of lightness. That feeling of, I can walk in my room. I know where everything is because I ain't got much. If I ever lose something, I'm like, what? Nah, something's wrong. You know what I mean? I love the feeling of having less. So that's why I know, even if I became a billionaire, I still wouldn't have it's same with drinking. I think alcohol is poison. I don't want to go back. There's nothing positive there. Same with being a consumer. You know what I mean? I like living with just enough and maybe a little more. Let me not say less, because that's not my definition. Less than what I had, yes. But minimalism to me is living with what you need and maybe just a little more for fun. I don't want to have a ton of extra stuff I don't need that's not bringing me any joy. I love just having what I need and then a little extra for fun, Hey, Gina, what's up? Yeah, it's beautiful when you don't feel, because a lot of people, if extra possessions made people happier, I'd be all for it. Go for it. He who dies with the most toys wins. But it doesn't. It doesn't. There's that little short-term boost of joy or whatever, of adrenaline, dopamine, because you bought something new, and then it wears away. You know what I mean? It's a much better feeling to just like have what you need, and then the little extra stuff you do buy, excuse me, is amazing. When you don't buy a lot of stuff and you do buy yourself something, it hits a lot harder. Because you're like, oh man, I remember I bought a pair of black, like a 8-pack of socks one day. And I hadn't bought myself any new socks in forever. And I was just so happy when I put them socks on my feet. I was like, ooh, like it was, you would have thought somebody gave me, 10 grand. How happy I got just for these socks. Because it's like, I don't buy myself a lot of stuff. It meant a lot to me. I like that feeling. I don't want to go back to, just like mine. And I never was crazy with it, but like mindlessly spending money, because then nothing means anything to you. Exactly, Charlene. Rich people commit suicide. That lets you know it's not about money. Now, if you don't have the money to have the things you need, the basics, the creature comforts, yes, it is about money. But once you get to that line, it ain't about money no more. Once you have what you need, you can afford what you need in life, it ain't about money no more. Once you've taken care of the money stuff, it becomes about other stuff. But we think it's about money always. It's like, no, money's just a tool. Do what you do with it. Money's not bad, money's not good. The love of money is a problem, just like the extreme love of anything is a problem. We, for some reason, live in a world where we're like, stuff and money we think is it. And it's like, nah, like, I wish it was. I'm not going to hold y'all. I wish money was the answer. I wish possessions was the answer, because that's what everybody goes after. We would all have the answer. I wish we lived in a world that, consumerism made you happy. I wish just going after, because that's easy to do. If just blindly going after money made you happy, we all could do that. We'd all just work 3 jobs. We'd all be tremendously happy. It's not the world we live in. As much as we try to make it, want it to be, it's not the world we live in. I wish just buying stuff made you happy. We'd all just go down to the Dollar Tree and buy $30 worth of stuff every day. Not the way it works. And that's the thing too. Like Paul said, I love my reef aquarium, even though it's an expensive hobby. It brings me joy. When you don't spend a lot of money on pointless stuff that you don't appreciate, it allows you to spend money on the stuff you do appreciate. So it's just like, I've got this hobby. It's a little expensive, but I don't blow my money on this other stuff, so I can afford it, and it brings me joy. That's way better than just mindlessly blow. And that goes back to like knowing yourself, knowing what brings you joy. That's way better than just going out and getting stuff that other people say you should buy. Way better. John W. Says, I don't want to mess up. 21, been in my car for a year exactly. Just say 16K. What should I do to begin my next chapter? I'm almost scared of using it. I think that's another, unless someone knows a lot about you, John, they can't really give you specific details on what to do next. I would say this. I'm sure there's something you're thinking about doing with that money. Maybe getting out of your car, you might want to do. If that, I could be wrong, but you know what I mean? I'm sure there's something you're thinking about. I want to take this money and do. And I understand you worked hard to save up that money. I would say this, and this is something that's always helped me in life. When I start looking at anything, but especially money, from a scarcity mindset, things didn't go well. When I looked at life, money, whatever, from an abundance mindset, and I was like, hey, for example, I saved up 16K this time. I can save up 16K again. I'm going to take this money and do whatever it is I want to do now. Things worked out. So I would say, I'm pretty sure there's something you're thinking about doing that would take some of that money. Do it. Do it. Don't look at it from a scarcity standpoint of, I can't get this money back. Now, money comes and goes. It ebbs and flows. It's like the waves. You know what I mean? The money you spend now to do whatever your next chapter is, you'll get that money back. It's okay. Like we sometimes we don't think about that. Like the reason money or other stuff comes into our lives is to spend it on something we need to do or something we want to do. You know, sometimes the universe gives, hey, I'm gonna help you grind it out, save up a large chunk of money so you can do this. We get the money, and then we're like, I don't want to spend it. It's like, nah, that's your blessing. You know, you don't get blessed with money to keep it in the bank. You know what I mean? You know, like sometimes you got to spend that. You know, it's your blessing for whatever. So I would just say, have an abundance mindset. Realize you can get that money back. If there's something you want to move on to it. Spend the money, move on to it. You'll get the money back. You know what I mean? Like, yeah. Tired 2019, checking in. How you doing? Oh, had lots of fun on the road trip. Nice. Glad to hear that. Jaleesa, you spent all your $5,000 over the past 6 months. I want it back. You can get it back. Now it doesn't matter what you spend it on. Now, you know, I would stuff that is in line with what you're trying to do is the stuff I'm talking about spending money on. You know, the times I just blew money, that's different. I mean, you can get that back too. But it worked out great when, I'll give an example. When I was just staying like Airbnbs in hotels. There were times when I'm like, dang, that's a lot of money for the week in this hotel. But I'm like in 2020 when I was like road tripping. Because in 2020, I was road tripping, I was staying in hotels, stuff like that. I still had my place in Montana. And there were some days when I was like, I'm just going to go home to Montana. This is getting expensive. And I was like, no, this is what I want to do. I have the money to do it. I'm going to do it. And it was the right decision. Like when I finally ended up, the road trip was over and I did go home, I didn't miss none of that money. This was something I wanted to do. I was enjoying it. I had the money. I'm like, Tim, just keep going. When you finally feel like going home, go home, but don't go home because you're scared of spending the money. And I didn't miss any of that money. And when I got home, I was like, yeah, I'm glad I stayed out on the road. Like, if I had to do it over, I'd keep doing it over. Hey, no problem, John. Luke, no, being an introvert doesn't get in the way of me enjoying myself fully when I travel because I enjoy being an introvert. So I'm going to enjoy traveling the introverted way. Like people always give me crap because I'll travel overseas somewhere and like spend most of the time in my hotel room, but that's what I enjoy doing. So yeah, I'm going to do what I enjoy doing. I enjoy doing introverted stuff. Does it get in the way sometimes when I'm trying to find like lunch or something? Yeah, that's when it gets in the way because it's hard for me to go in restaurants, stuff like that, especially in another country, something like that. But as far as enjoyment, now, like I enjoy doing introverted stuff, like I like just going to the park, walking around, honestly, but I have said that like I would enjoy someone to travel with, but that wouldn't trigger my introversion because like I like being around my friends. So if I found a travel partner, travel buddy, my introversion wouldn't kick in because it'd be someone I like being around. But yeah, when I travel, I'm chilling, I rarely am ever out and like, man, I want to join that crowd of people. No. No. Howdy, what up? How do you say it? Howdy? Is that how you say it? Howdy ho. Howdy ho. Howdy. Okay, sometimes I start singing spontaneously. Hey, glad you love the channel. Thank you. Checking in from San Diego. Nice. I was out in San Diego last year, I think. You said, nah, that's not it. That's not it, Angela. Yeah. Howdy ho. Y'all don't watch the same stuff I watch. That's all. Like Hottie. Okay, I thought so. I thought so. Welcome. Oh, it's the Blues Brothers. Okay, I knew that from somewhere. Yeah, my dad used to love the Blues Brothers movie. That must be where that's from. Didn't they try to remake the Blues Brothers? I don't remember. They remake everything. What haven't they tried to remake? They need to remake iRobot. Make it more like the books. I haven't forgot The State of Isaac Asimov. One set of movies I was waiting on. The robot series from Isaac Asimov, and they go and make the movie and they mess it up, in my humble opinion. They messed it up. I had to learn to let it go. As you can see, I haven't completely let it go. I asked y'all to do one thing. I wasn't even expecting it, which they've done the Foundation. I need to watch that. They did a show series on the Foundation series by Isaac Asimov. I watched like 2 episodes. Man, yeah. I don't know. Somebody needs to come along and do a good robot series from Isaac Asimov. Totally off from what we're talking about. I don't even know how I got on that tangent. Anyway, ladies and gentlemen, I think I'm going to wrap it up. I got to go find what I'm going to eat for lunch. Just now going to be eating lunch about 2:45. Anyway, thank y'all for tuning in. I appreciate everybody coming through. Appreciate the love. Big shout out to the Super Chat Squad. Big shout out to the Super Chat Squad, the International Super Chat Squad, anybody who jumped on the Super Chat train. Really appreciate that. Thank y'all. Thank you for that support. And big shout out to everybody who's just in the comments, who commented, who contributed, the lurkers, the thumbs uppers, the thumbs downers. Didn't block anybody this time. I tried to block one person, but it didn't work. Big shout out to everybody. Thank y'all. Love y'all. Have a wonderful rest of your day. We will talk again soon. Stay cool. And remember, oh dang, I forgot how the song went. I was gonna try to sing my funky song. Run being funky, just don't wallow in the funk. There we go. Here we go. Before we go. It's okay to be funky, just don't wallow in the funk. That funk. It's okay to be funky, just don't wallow in the funk. It's okay to be funky, just don't wallow in the funk.